Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the CSGO Clutch Podcast, sponsored by Prize Picks. My name is Adam Cohn. I'm your host, joined by my co-host, Dan Welch. Dan, what a very interesting slate we just had. How are you today?
I'm doing good, Adam. Couldn't be better. And you're right, it was a very interesting slate. Because not only was it best of one, it was very exciting.
It was
We had
very
some
it was very interesting. We had some calls right. E.g., we said yesterday, biggest leverage on the slate. I think we'll get right into there. Let's take a look here real quick. We're going to go here. Two-person tie takedown in the main GPP. So 2EG. Captain Mihu, who was someone I was interested in but wasn't really on. And Obo, who was someone I was on, I was have interest in. With Jamin Yakindar, Tessus, and Shush. A 2-2-2 takedown. Now, Heroic went out and did exactly what we thought. It looked like quite for a while Showtime was going to be optimal.
Yeah.
We got to see some Ancient. I can't wait to see more of this map played. It's a fun map. So we'll definitely see more about that. Speaking of Ancient, folks, I was not able to record an Ancient walkthrough last night, so I'm still working on it. I got to figure out what's going on with OBS Studio and why that and like other things I can't get to stream certain apps or programs. It's very weird.
Yeah.
So I have to take a look into that, folks. So anyway, what do you think, dude, about this lineup? I think it's a pretty good lineup. Like everything
I,
on here screams ceiling, it screams leverage.
I think the Mihu is a little ballsy, but I mean, what's I can't see the ownership in captain, but I'm sure it's pretty small.
1%.
Yeah. So there, I mean, that immediately puts you in a very small group of people. Um, even with him in the flex, kind of narrows it down. And not only that, but then getting the leverage over the people that played Spirit is pretty huge too.
Well, so like Team Spirit was someone I was on. Not gonna
I
lie,
mean,
Team Spirit was someone I was on. So I'll say this, and we can discuss my strategy if you want to, just to talk some real life for the slate. I wanted to pay up for Mir. I said this yesterday. I said it was Cadian Day. Cadian went nuts. My heroic stack that I wanted you to be different than was Cadian and Tessus. Tessus optimal. Cadian price tag in this lineup wasn't optimal, but he paid off that price tag on a best of one. Cadian went off. The problem is, with that lineup, I had to captain Nico, which in retrospect wasn't a bad move because Nico had a good day for sub $5,000,
yeah.
and that would have mean moving my captain Alexi B to flex, which I planted my flag in the one lineup I played on captain Alexi V,
Okay.
hoping we would have got Mirage. Well, we got Mirage. We just didn't get the elite Alexi B on Mirage performance. Because we know Alexi B can go off on that map. So, in retrospect, that's okay. But, like,
Sure.
if I just do a quick head-to-head here, you can see mine line up here on the left. I went Captain Alexi B with Valde because I ended up getting off of Tessus. So I originally had Captain Nico with Alexi B, Yakinda, who I was not coming off of. He screamed stealing to me on the slate.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was right. Caden had 37 points. Tessus had 33.5. You know who else I had for Team Spirit as my one-off? Was Chopper,
It's a good one.
who outdid Mir and outfragged the entire team. As in like the highest fragger from the team, not outfragged the entire team, but highest fragger on the team. So I had a couple of calls right. I moved off of it because did I think Nico or Valde, which had the higher ceiling? To me was Valde. He had a higher ceiling. He was the worst, but he was the worst fragger on the team versus Nip today.
Yeah, that was
Um,
bad.
but again,
Yep.
if I were to tell you, pick between Valde and Nico, best of one, who has the higher ceiling? 9 times out
Oh,
of 10, you're probably going to go Valde, right?
absolutely.
Right.
But the value was with Nico.
Agreed. But like again, like playing this lineup, getting off Tessus, going to refresh, who I knew was chalk, I was just gonna eat the chalk. Got me up from chopper to mirror. So I should have left my lab. I probably would have cashed.
Yeah.
I played no EG. So I mean, like Yakindar was right, KDM was right, Tessus was right. You called Shuj and refresh. So 21.5 for refresh was great. Shuj, 17 assists.
Yeah. He had a 5 flash assist round.
And you know what map they played?
Ancient.
So
Something
again,
to know.
I'm gonna try recording again sometime this weekend, just Ancient walkthrough, so y'all can like see it in like slower motion than playing it out like these teams playing a game. I'm gonna try fixing OBS Studio and see if I can figure out what's going on. Flash assist could be a thing on that map. We don't know that for sure. The map is too new to make any kind of determination. I will say one thing. FPX, they've been practicing on Ancient. Boy, have they been practicing. They kicked Astralis' butt on Ancient, and then they go out and beat G2 on Ancient. I think if we see FPX focus on Ancient, and they focus on Inferno, and add in a third or a fourth map, strong maps, that team is a title contender. I'm talking up your boys, dude. Come on, talk to me here. Talk to me!
Well, I'm still a little disappointed that they ended up losing the match to G2. So.
Well, I mean, like, if we actually go back and look at the results of that, I mean, it was a pretty close contest. So Ancient was 16-12. It should not have been that close.
Also, Adam, you failed to bring up the fact that I did pretty good today.
That's for you to bring up, you pain.
I'm sure no one really cares. They probably like it when we lose, but and you want to know? You want to know why I did well? It's because I listened to you, and I played Tessus, I played Cadian, I played Yakinder.
So you did the lineup I wanted to do.
I think so, yeah. And what I did was I forced Cadian and Tessus in there with Sanji and Nico, and they did okay.
Okay. So I got you. So you ended up going a 2-man stack of VP.
Yeah, and
I got you.
And OG. So I had a 2-2-2. And it was enough to get second in a couple of single entries. Which,
awesome, dude.
Yeah, it covered my my losings from the NBA last night.
Well, listen, congratulations. Seconds to nothing to sneeze at. That's awesome, dude. So congratulations. Congrats on the ROI day.
Yeah, it was a good one.
Yeah, congrats on the ROI day. And we're going to get over to the Furia news in a little bit. But so, like, just talking about, like, what we saw from the slate. FPX versus G2 was 16-12. FPX was way more dominant than that.
And
16-12 close. Dust 2, 16-13. Respectable and close. Inferno.
Yeah, they're not a two team.
What happened here? G2 had a great B side.
Yeah, I would say, did Nexa have some impact on that one? I don't know. I didn't see that.
Take a look. Let's go over here to Inferno. Yeah, he was 18-16.
I know Emmy didn't fare so well. Not that necessarily correlates, but
and Hunter and Nico were going off. So.
Yeah. Oh well, then yeah. There you go.
Hunter 22-14, Nico 20-14.
Yeah.
So I mean that's fine, but like overall, and this is something that is a teaser for this upcoming slate. Madden was 82-58. He was plus 24.
That's crazy.
This is an insane stat line.
Yeah. He has like a.
That's his ancient stat line. I took the under on Madden on Prize Picks later on in the day. He smashed the over in one map.
I know. You can't predict that, though. I mean...
No. I mean, like, 42-19. He had as many deaths as the next highest person had frags. Farley was the second highest scorer in terms of frags with 19, and Madden had 19 deaths. Madden was just like Pac-Man. Gobble, 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 gobble. He gobbled up all the frags on this map.
Mm.
You know what site Madden was playing CT side?
B site.
B site.
Yeah, I mean, we saw that how concentrated people can, or how much of a bottleneck that can be. Oh well, no, we saw it, but no one else did. So yeah,
Wow, what a performance.
yeah, and I think he's now in second place for the most frags in regulation.
That's insane.
Yeah,
Anyway, is there anything else to talk about with this lineup? Captain Mihu and Obo were the leverage you needed that got you Jame when you Kindar. Jame had a day. It was Jame day.
Game
26,
had that.
8, 26, 8, and 11 with a 4K.
Yeah, he was the top scorer, I think, for the slate,
I
right?
think so, yeah. And then you had your
Yeah.
Kindar, who actually
Kinder, oh my God! Did you see the spray transfer that he had
I did not.
on Vertigo? Oh my God! It was insane. Like literally, like the announcers were just like speechless, and I'm like, yes.
Your
I'm like,
Kindar's a beast. And then Tessus and Shush.
yeah,
So we're gonna get into Shush here in the main slate. But before we get to the main slate, Dan, anything else you want to talk about with this winning lineup?
yeah. I'm a little pissed about the 17 assists. I have to admit, because I did not actually have Shush, but I would have crushed if I had had Shush over Flames. I
Yeah.
mean, Flames performed too. Like, I'm not trying to take away from Shush because what he did was very important. But I mean, to get that many assists,
In
it's
one
just like,
map is, I'm
yeah,
sorry, that's an outlier.
yeah.
Now, again, the more we see Ancient played, if we're seeing the support players gain a ridiculous amount of flash assists for DFS, it might be something we consider. For example, let's just say it's a Shush on Ancient, or it's a, an OG if they decide to play Ancient, right? Like if it's Nico and he's the support player. Name another support player that just wants to go in and, I mean, this is the support's role. Flash, Smalley, Smokes. Like, they're in to literally support the rest of the team while also
Uh,
fragging.
Sanji could. I mean, if they.
Sandy's a good example. Like, we need to see. This right now I'm chalking up as an outlier.
Yeah, but it's. I mean, there's some. The data says something.
Right. The
It has.
entries into sites A and sites B on Ancient from the T side are small. They're
Hmm,
tunnels or a lane. There's no massive opening. This isn't like, hey, I'm gonna fly in a B site overpass. It's a massive site with a wide range of vision. Ancient ain't kind of sort of like that.
yeah.
So anyway, anything else you want to discuss here about this winning lineup? It's a great winning lineup. Again, congrats to Chris Slam, and Emil Hensky. Road Dog solo third place. Had the same lineup.
So are these the guys that are
Except
in the new Discord that we're part of? Is that the Chris from the Discord? I think.
I
Like,
think it is. So what Dan is mentioning is we were invited to a Discord where we think some of these guys are there, but they think that is the Chris from there. So anyway,
oh yeah, it's
Dan,
not that important, but
anything else you want to talk about? Because like if we see third place real quick, I found this interesting. The Shush refresh heroic combo
yep.
got James Captain at 63 points. Did not get there because Tesla said 33.5.
Yeah.
Had Shush, so you went from there. Had to refresh 21.5. I mean, it was a simple. It was at that point, like a. I mean, I also really like this lineup too. Nothing wrong with this lineup. $1,000. Can't go wrong there.
Nope.
So,
Sure
all
can.
right. So before we get here into the main slate, Dan,
All
I'd
right,
like
let's
to
go.
remind all of our listeners what our sponsor, Prize Picks. Head over to PrizePicks.com. Use the promo code Clutch. Again, promo code Clutch. New depositors get a 100% deposit bonus up to $100. And while I have everyone's attention, feel free, come on over, follow us on Twitter at CSGO Clutch Pod. We don't have anyone following us over there yet, Dan, except for your Twitter account and mine. Now, let's see if we get some more followers over there. Our Twitter accounts are going to be posting some of these podcasts if you're not already subscribed. And, yeah, we're going to have any, interest, hey, night off of the podcast coming up. Don't expect the podcast tomorrow. That information is going to be on the Twitter account. We will be tweeting that information out. So follow us on Twitter at CSGO Clutch Pod. You can follow Dan on Twitter at Juan Delch. WANDELCH. Follow me on Twitter at AdamWX21. Dan, are you ready to break into the slate?
I am very ready.
Any super duper last minute thoughts on the winning lineup?
I liked it. I thought it was good.
It's a great winning lineup. Let's
Yeah.
get into it, Dan. It's Heroic versus EG. GG's EG.
Easy.
You see
We
what
said
I did
that
there?
yesterday.
You see what I did there? You see what I did there?
Hey, you did. You set me up.
There you go. This should not surprise anybody, but I have no interest in EG.
Nope.
Heroic are the second best team in the world. You can make an argument they're the best team in the world, though I still think that's Gambit's title for right now. But the argument can have to be made. I think Heroic is the solid 2. EG had a nice performance against Team Spirit. It was a best of 1.
Yeah, that was the one that you were talking about where it's best of 1, and it can happen.
Yep. And EG just happened to get hot on the right map, had the right strats. I didn't get a chance to see much of that game at all, if really any of that game. But again, it was best of 1. You're facing Heroic in a best of 3. GG's EG.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 4-game slate, then. I'm going right back to the strategy before, and for a 4-game slate, I'm going right back to the well. 3-2-1, 2-2-2.
Got to.
I don't think I'd get as ballsy to go 2-2-1-1 on this slate. I think there are too many good teams. You can do too many good stacks. Heroic, look, this game is not what I'm getting cute. Cadian is the highest priced player on this slate at 10,200. It's for good reason. I do think it's Cadian Day again. He is going to be very interesting to see. Tessus at 9,600. Extremely priced up. You can play him if you want as my second favorite player, but I'm a little iffy on him today. Shuj I like at 7,000. Refresh at 6,200. Should be chalk. Stown 8,200. Good price tag for him. I don't mind taking shots on Stown in large field GPPs. I think he's a great large field GPP play. What are you doing with this game?
I'm probably gonna repeat. They're all in play. And particularly Tessus and Cadian because they're in really good form.
They're the top 2 on this team right now.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
I mean, it's whatever I can fit. If I can fit Tessus and Cadian along with some of the FPX guys, which I don't think would be a problem, then that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
And maybe one stance you could take if you wanted to is maybe not in single entries. Well, yeah, maybe is to limit your heroic exposure, and then kind of hope that EG does somewhat well. But I wouldn't recommend too much of that just because what I'm saying is, like, instead of playing EG to get leverage, just fade the game entirely.
No. I like that.
Great.
All right. I'll say
You
it
do?
again. EG is the best large field GPP leverage on the slate.
Oh, okay. So then you're into it.
EG are an MME play. I'm talking 15 to 20% max in a 20 max or above. Obviously,
Yeah.
don't play Tarek. He's not playing. Stanislaw is stone minimum at 4,000. I don't think he gets there. He's not a high fragging IGL. Mihu at $5,400. Love that price tag for him. Love Mihu on this slate. Breezy, my second favorite. Oboe, third. I'd focus on the top 3 from EG, the top 3 riflers. Cirque fourth as an opper. I just don't see it for Cirque. I like Mihu 1, Breezy 2, Oboe 3, Cirque 4, Stanislaw 5. Again, Tarek is not on the active EG roster. He has been benched. I don't mind EG for some large field GPPs. Can I interest you in EG for large field GPPs?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, especially after today.
Now, again, like when I say I'm fading, I don't typically play a high volume of MMAs. So I'm not going to be probably getting to EG. There are many other teams on this slate that I'm going to use to get different in my lineups. So, for example, let's just head into the Pinnacle odds real quick. Heroic are a minus 410 favorite versus EG. All right, EG are a plus 312 underdog. So, OG versus Virtus Pro at the very end of this slate. It's a toss-up. Minus 120 OG, minus 101 VP. You can go either way in that game. Our second game on the slate, one I'm going to get to next. FPX is favored in over Complexity, which is actually really interesting. So, the Fun Plus Phoenix are minus 116 favorite. Complexity a minus 104 favorite. So it's a coin flip. You have two coin flip games on this slate. And then you have Gambit. This one's surprising to me. Gambit are minus 271 favorite against Astralis.
Why? Because it's not high enough?
Why are they that favored?
It's Gambit.
It's still Astralis.
Yeah, but it's a different iteration of Astralis.
It's still Astralis.
Yeah, okay.
Greatness should still get respect. They still have the best IGL in Counter-Strike. They have the best coach in Counter-Strike. Dupree hasn't been terrible on the op.
No, I like Dupree actually for tomorrow a little bit.
We'll get there. Sounds like you and I are on the same player. We'll get there. Anything else drag from Heroic or EG?
No, definitely not. I'm good.
Before we get to FPX versus Complexity, folks, hit that like button. Costs you absolutely nothing to hit it. It helps us out, helps us grow the podcast. We want to get this podcast in front of more eyes, more viewers, more listeners. Dan and I have been teasing for a while. We have some fun stuff planned. This podcast has only been around for 3 months now, Dan, maybe almost 4. We have some interesting stuff planned. Another big announcement hopefully coming very soon. I'm doing some research into maybe, I'll tease an announcement, maybe making this into a podcast format in addition to just being on YouTube, so we can get this in front of more people. So I'm taking a look into that. Dan's going to help me with that as well. So it's a team effort. We're trying to figure it out right now. And yeah, so more on that when Dan and I know more. But hit that like button, folks. Really helps us out. Helps out the algorithm. Costs you nothing to hit the like button. You know what also costs nothing? Hit that subscribe button. Helps us out there too. Hit the notification bell. Helps you guys out when you hit the notification bell. You guys and gals out there. You guys are notified every single time one of these podcasts drop. And Dan, the slate starts at 10:45. We've seen some slates start at 6 a.m. So the sooner we can get this podcast in people's hands to get their research done, the better. So, and leave a comment down below. Tell Dan and I who you all are on. Have a conversation with us on Twitter or down in the comment section. We would love to interact with you. And if you're winning money out there, let us know. We would love to know if any of our listeners out there are winning money. All right, Dan. That's enough of the plugs. I'm done plugging. We got Prize Pick segment coming up later on in the podcast. Now it's time for one of the funnest games on the slate that I cannot wait to talk about for DFS purposes. It's FPX versus Complexity. And I'm all over FPX.
Thank you.
I am 100% on board with FPX. As a stack I want to focus around on this slate. Now, we said it earlier. I'm going to tell you right now, I think there's going to be massive recency bias around Madden. Because of his performance versus G2. I know it wasn't for DFS. It wasn't on a DFS slate. Except for Prize Picks, where again I picked the under and he smashed the scoreline in one map. Tilt. No kidding, but I'm happy for him. Like, that performance was
insane,
absolutely fantastic. Insane, great way of putting it. What a fantastic performance by Madden. If people just do their research and look at what he did versus G2, I think Madden's going to get ownership at 8,600. I think we're looking at 20 to 30% plus on Madden.
I'm going to fade Madden, actually.
He's
I will. I mean, we know, and we know his pattern, and he's a strong.
He just needs to play Ancient.
Yeah, but he gets traded a lot. I don't know if he's the entry guy, but I've seen him. I think he's aggressive and he gets traded a lot.
I don't know what his role is, but he's a very somewhat balanced player.
Okay, I
Like
know.
he strikes me as a very balanced player. He obviously has a ceiling,
Yeah,
but he just reminds me as that like player that just does his job for the team.
good way to put it.
I don't mind fading him in a single entry.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm not fading
I
him in
mean,
I'm not fading him in any kind of large field GPP, and I'm not
yeah.
fading him in any kind of MME format.
No, 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 no. Okay, yeah. This is where we need to clarify why I'm fading versus why you might. That's because in single entry, this is one way that I see that I can get different.
Yep.
And that maybe I could get the same, 60 points from someone else that's cheaper, or I don't know. And for you, it's like I want that one more point, that you need to get to that winning
You
spot.
want the ceiling, and you want low ownership.
Yep.
You to win a large field GPP. You know how I think you win a large field GPP on this slate? Captain Stico.
That's funny. That's my one of my placeholders is Captain Stico.
I'll tell you right now, Stico is a core play for me on the slate.
Yeah, me too. Me
I love
too.
Stico on the slate. He's
Me too.
7,200. He's not costing you much. He's going to be an affordable captain. I think Stico's in a fantastic spot. I haven't looked at pricing on the last two games yet, realistically, but right now I'm saying core play for me is Stico, and I will take a stand and put him in the captain spot and go overweight him in the captain spot. I like Stico 1, Madden 2, Zen 3, Farley 4, ME 5. I don't mind Farley 3 over Zen. Zen I'm iffy on as well. Kind of like Tessos in the last game. I'm more iffy on Zen. I really like Stico. I really, really do for the slate.
Yeah, I feel like every time we like someone in the same amount, though, they always do badly. So I don't know. Maybe to the fans out there,
Alright, so
just
we're
be
going to go.
careful.
Dan says play this guy, so fade Stico. Oh, I'm totally kidding. Alright, let's address the Juggernaut. What are you doing with complexity?
Well, for single entry purposes, I will not be playing them because, for one thing, I'm hoping that FBX just dominate them. And maybe the only person that I could possibly consider would be Blame F, because I think he can do okay in losses.
Blame F is a fade for me on the slate. Blame F
Yeah,
is a
well,
to me for large field GPPs. He is a trap. If you're MMEing, I'd be underweight. That's my opinion. I think he is someone who underweight on MMEs, single entry, 3 max. I'd fade Blame F. He seems like a trap in this game. Again, my own opinion, but he seems like a trap. Config 7600 is someone I like more. He's my favorite for complexity. I actually like JKS second at 6800. Poison third, Blame F4, and Rush last.
okay.
Poison, I think, can get there on this slate too. I just
Yeah,
think Blame F is a trap and he's expensive.
yeah, of course. What I was saying is like the only one that I would even consider is Blame F.
And
Just
again, that's totally fine. Again, you're looking at it from a single entry format. Now, large field GPP. Put yourself in
hmm
my shoes. How would you rank complexity?
um, I wouldn't straight out fade Senior Blame F. I would definitely consider him. And maybe I'm with you. Like maybe instead of under the field, try to get close to the field, which I don't know what that would be offhand, but maybe at least 10%. And then after that, I like Poison. Poison's the upper. I like JKS, maybe third. Oh, Config. Well, I guess if they do win, Config's going to have to perform. So I would actually put Config at number one for GPP purposes. So Config, Blame F, Poison, JKS, then Rush.
So config, poison, JKS. Who again?
Config, Blame F,
Yeah. Oh, so you put Blame F second. Okay.
Poison, JKS, Rush.
Okay. I like that too. All right, I got nothing else to talk about here from this team. Emmy's not in play for me.
He is for me.
4,800, I can see it. I just have no interest at playing Emmy. He's not a high fragging IGL in my opinion.
He's not high fragging, but he's got a pretty good floor, and he's good. I know I think this happened the last time we had FPX on the slate, and you wanted to fade him, and I think he did okay. Like he got like 45 or 50 points. Can you pull it up? Just now, I'm just
I'd be
curious. I
happy
want
to.
to. Yeah, he did like good enough at his price, which was like 4,000 or something.
Do you know what slate it was?
I mean, it would have been a recent one.
They played a lot of recent slates. I don't remember which one it is.
Actually, probably the last one. What was the last one?
It was Sprout. It was 58, 13, 61, 55 DK points. He was
Yeah,
6,000.
that's gotta be it then. Um,
I mean, I don't mind 55 or 58 from Emmy. That's fine. So the last time they played each other, he went 27, 13, and 27 versus Complexity, 58 DK points, 5,200. All
I
right,
mean,
Emmy's in play for MMEs. You talked me onto
okay,
him.
good. I'm glad I helped out on that one. Sometimes, like I know for me, I'm quick to make judgments about certain players that that I've made in the past or based on stuff that is in the front of my mind. But until I get into the data, like you just did, then which is very important. I have a hard
Absolutely.
time changing my mind. So I appreciate you doing that.
You are welcome. Let's get into it. Gambit versus Astralis. Astralis
But
are massive leverage on this slate if they're going to be that much of an underdog.
yeah, I'm struggling with this one a little bit just because of it. Almost seems like
Excuse me.
it's the time is coming, or it's like it feels like Gambit is about to hit that wall.
It's
Um,
possible. Gambit need to
and
survive. They need to survive a little longer till we get to land. Don't hit the wall yet.
yeah, no, that's a really good point. I mean, maybe if that did happen, it would be fine when they get to land. But
Gambit.
you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but I think what you mean, like Gambit look like they're teetering off being that elite team,
Yeah,
right? Like Hobbit's wobbling, Axile's wobbling, Cheryl's wobbled a little bit. Nafany hasn't been as high fragging as he has been in the past.
yeah.
So yeah, they're a little wobbly right now. They're a wobbly world number one, but keep this in mind: the two biggest teams, the world number one and the world number two, Gambit and Heroic respectively, have succeeded in becoming this successful in the online era. When we get to ESL Pro League Season 14 after the player break in August, it's a LAN event. It will be the first LAN event since the COVID-19 pandemic transitioned this from LAN play to online play. So for the first time in almost a year and a half, we're going to be going back to LAN for ESL Pro League Season 14, I believe in August.
That just brought up a question for me, Adam. I wonder if some of the reason North America dissipated their Counter-Strike presence was because of the lack of land. I mean, obviously, I don't know that for sure, so I'm just making, it's just anecdotal, but
It's
then
possible. I can't
yeah,
say any of that for sure.
right,
So, like, here is your schedule. We have IEM Summer 2021. We are then going to have a CIS RMR event. All right. Later on in June, we also had the Blast Premier Spring Final this month in June. Star Ladder's having the second CIS RMR event. We got some DreamHack happening, some DreamHack opens all over the place, some close qualifiers, some opens. Got a whole bunch of stuff going on. And then we have the new branded IEM Cologne. It's no longer ESL1 Cologne. It is now IEM Cologne 2021. We have the play-ins happening in July, and then we have the actual Cologne event. Then after IEM Cologne 2021, it is the player break. There is no Tier 1 Counter-Strike for a month. This is the player break that these players get every year. There will most likely be some tier 2, tier 3 stuff. Again, we saw Heroic, this where they started coming on strong, was the tier 1 player break last year, and they just looked dominant. So,
That's right.
here it is. ESL Pro League Season 14 is the first event that will be land play. This will be played on land in Malta. This will not be online. And it's a possibility we see Cologne online. I don't think that's confirmed, though. This will be with no studio audiences. The last I heard. But it will be land play. It'll be very different. So, anyway, getting back into this, you talk about Gambit hitting the proverbial wall. You and I are on one Sir Mr. Dupree. He's $7,000. That is a very tempting price tag.
Mm-hmm.
I went into this slate saying I want to play Gambit. Seeing how much of an underdog Astralis are, I think I'm going to be playing Astralis. And I think Dupree is he might be a one-off. And that might be different. I might one-off Dupree. Though, Zipix is $4,400. That's a misprice.
You think?
Oh, yeah, that's just ridiculous.
He's been going off, too.
What are you doing with this game?
I like Astralis. I also like Shiro, or not Shiro, Hobbit in Exile. And I don't like Shiro, just because I think he's going to grab some ownership.
Ooh, interesting. Shiro, one of the highest priced players on the slate, $9,800. Yeah, I like Shiro 1. And Hobbit in Exile, let's pick one that works. I'd say Hobbit 1, Exile 2, but Hobbit's 9,200, Exile 7,800. Shiro Exile might be a popular Gambit stack, just because of price. Shiro Hobbit, if you really feel confident about Gambit, yeah, that just kind of plays you back into the KD and Testis discussion we were talking about. It's a high-priced variant stack, a high-priced version of a stack of a team that you want. I have some interest in Nafany for MMEs and no interest in Interest. Well, like 5 to 10% in MME. If you want to get frisky and Gambit stacks. But Astralis is someone I'm interested in. Dupree 1, Zipix 2, Bubsky 3, Magisk 4, Glay 5.
Yeah, I could see Astralis winning, for sure.
I can see Astralis winning 2-0.
Yeah,
I can see Astralis knocking Gambit out of IEM Summer.
I can too, my friend. I can too.
Alright, anything else to talk about with this game, or should we get on to the final game on the slate?
Let's move right along.
Alright. Virtus Pro versus O bleeping their freaking good G. That was on top of my head. I just kept rolling with it. Virtus Pro versus OG. What are you doing with this game? This is another very interesting game.
Oh, this one kind of scares me a little bit, just because I'm not, is this another instance where Ykinder gets shut down and he's a strong fade?
Yep.
Or an OG just kind of run with it and shut down everybody because they shut down Ykinder.
OG are on land. They're boot camping.
And Flames is looking pretty good.
Again, you got the reference. OG boot camping equals play Flames.
Yeah. Thanks.
You're welcome.
And yeah, he was pretty on point today as well.
He really was. He was impressive to watch.
Yeah. So I would I lean OG.
I agree.
But my heart is with Ykinder and company.
It could be Jame Day all over again.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think the best way to describe this game It's not what I'm building around. It's not what I'm building a stack around. These are secondary stacks of one-offs I won from this game.
That is a great call. Thank you.
If, at the end of the slate, you tell me OG win 2-0 or 2-1, and everyone is even fragging and no one is going off, I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised if any of these 10 players went above a positive single-digit kill-to-death ratio or kill-to-death differential. I would not be surprised.
Yeah.
Which is why I agree with you, to your point. I agree with you this game was a little It's a little iffy. I don't have a strong take on this. I don't think one blows the other one completely out of the water. Right?
No. And from what I can remember, just kind of going on memory, is that OG tends to score badly in close matches. Like, no one seems to stand out because they're just such a good team. They share the wealth.
Yeah, I mean, this OG roster has the potential to be a top 5 team. And I'm going to say it now. Alexi B is one of the top 5 IGLs in the world. He's in that 3 to 5 range.
He's so good.
Glaive 1, Kerrigan 2. Alexi B's in that 3 to 5 range.
So good.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty, Dan, let's get into it. Core value, GPP, favorite team stack. One of each. Who you got?
Core, I'm going to go with...
You don't have to have any of these, by the way. If you want to have a core and you want it spread out, that's fine.
Were you talking to me, or were you... I'm sorry.
Like, just like a team stack, if you don't have a core play, that's fine.
Oh, no, I have core play. I always have a core play.
All right, what do you got?
Yeah, I can't really exist without core plays.
I would hope so. If DFS didn't exist, I would hope you would exist without having a core play for DFS.
I'm going to go with Stico.
Copycat.
No, I'm literally reading off of my lineup I already made, and then so value. I'm gonna go with Shush, and for GPP, let's go with PlayMF.
I like it. Do you have a favorite team stack?
FPX.
Okay, so you and I, your core play and favorite team stack are also mine. Core play for me is Stico. I'm not getting off of that. Favorite team stack is FPX. If you want a second favorite team stack, this is a large field GPP stack only. Astralis.
Like it.
And I'll go even so far as to say 2-man stack, Dupree and Zippix. I also don't mind Dupree and Glaive. Alright.
I like Bubsky and Magisk, so I'm going to be completely opposite of you.
Is a GPP play for me on this slate. Madden, GPP play for me on this slate. I'm not getting off of him completely. Magisk also. Everyone from Astralis are a fantastic large field GPP play. Value play for me, though. Mihu at $5,400. And Zippix, obviously, at $4,400. There's just no excuse why he should be this low. So, alright, you ready to get into our prize pick segment?
Let's do it.
Alright, we refresh prize picks. Alright, here we go. Prize picks having a, looks a little bit different. A little bit different. A little bit different. So, prize picks has been changing things around, so all this stuff is now under this single stat DFS tool, or tab rather. You can no longer click the fantasy score. So this is now, for CSGO, the only thing they're scoring are kills. That's all they're scoring. 1 point per kill.
Okay.
Alright? Because it is said 1 point per kill, Dan, we have a lot of CSGO content on the slate. We have quite a few to pick from.
Nice.
Give us 3.
I'm I'm gonna go with near under 40.5.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Spinks under 39.5
Oh,
against Dignitas.
okay.
And then lastly, Easy over. God, that's a no-brainer.
I like it. All right. Let's take a look here. I like Plopsky if you want a ballsy one. Over 34.5. I really like that again. So the Swedes are going up against each other. Nip
Oh
versus
yeah,
Fnatic, both Swedish organizations. I think Plopsky comes out to play in this matchup. It stinks they're not on the Draftkings slate, because Plopsky would be someone I have interest in, depending on his price tag. So I want to see him get it done versus Fnatic. So 34.5. I'll take the over on Plopsky.
that's a great call.
Yeah. Forest versus Ents. Forest at 37.5. Again, we went over this. Feel like it was several podcasts ago. Forest does not high frag as often, so I'll take
Yeah.
the under on 37.5 based on statistics and in the past. I'll take the under on that. Rush at 31.5. If you have a good feeling on that, is a really nice line. Oh, here's one. Axile 41.5 under. Now he can go over that. He can break the slate and go over 41.5. I'll take the under on 41.5 for Axile against Astralis. I think Gambit struggle a little bit against Astralis.
Yeah, it feels a little bit like a reverse trap where they want you to go for the over.
Oh, Dupree. Why just
What
going
was
over?
it?
Dupree 33.5 over.
Yeah, that's easy. Especially, I mean, that just goes with our narrative too.
I might be playing some 2-3 man power play stacks.
I might be
Um,
depositing money tomorrow.
Alright, Dan, is there anything else you want to talk about in this slate before we get out of here?
No, just hedge your risk. This is a good opportunity, I think, and be smart about your picks, and you can make some money. So.
Agreed. Alright, for Dan, I'm Adam. Good luck on this slate, everybody. Latest, peoples.